Welcome to Dave's Cooking Show, and for you today, I am recreating the Wolf Pits red bean and rice. So shout out to the Wolf Pit. And this was a viewer request. $20 or more will get you to, I don't know, maybe do a copycat video. Anyway, first thing we do is I took about 2 to 3 smoked bratwursts and just basically put them in chunks, and then I'm gonna let them sizzle up just a little bit in some oil, just for a couple of minutes. I'm not really getting color, and I'm not really cooking them because again they're already cooked, but just heating them up a little bit. And then want to add 1 yellow pepper I diced up and 1 onion I diced up. Well, diced to chop. And then you just want to give this a couple of minutes. I think I got a couple of the bigger pieces out of there. And you just want to give this a couple of minutes to cook up. Let the veggies sweat a little bit. Of course, add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Okay, now that the veggies have had a couple of minutes to sweat, you're going to want to add a couple of teaspoons of garlic. Now, despite what somebody says, if the garlic is in oil, it's fine. So, give this a good stir around, and then, again, allow for a couple more minutes of cooking time. You know, you want to try to start to see the onions be a little more translucent before you move on to the next step. Okay, now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of thyme in this. And this is a little change with me, but I decided to add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning as well. Again, that's optional. And then a 14-ounce can of kidney beans that I drained. And this is where I made my first change from his recipe. I decided to go with chili beans in the sauce. And then I did a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce instead of the diced tomatoes. Again, I was going for a little bit saucier type of thing here. So those are the changes. Instead of the 2 things of kidney beans, I went with chili beans. I added a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in. And I went with tomato sauce instead of diced tomatoes. Because I'm not a big fan of like chunky canned tomatoes. If I'm doing something with tomato chunks, I'm going to get fresh tomatoes. All right, now let's give this a minute to come together. Just kind of want to start to simmer this and let everything get happy. By the way, I did make 2 different types of rice. You should probably get a pot of water on for each. I made about 2 cups, I think, of white rice and a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of Minnesota wild rice. You should be able to find Minnesota wild rice. Oh, I also added a bay leaf to that and another one just for good measure. So 2 bay leaves, and just let this simmer away. Make sure before you serve it to get the bay leaves out of there. Okay, as you can see, I didn't do the chicken base and water. I just decided to go with chicken stock. So I put about 2 cups in. I kind of guesstimated it. About 2 cups of chicken stock. And because I bought a quart of it and I'm kind of waiting to see about half of it. And then, yeah, all you want to do is simmer this for... I think I simmered mine for like 30 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention to the clock. So, at least simmer, I'll say this, at least simmer it as long as it takes the rice to cook, which takes about 20 damn minutes if you do want to gauge. But like I said, I simmered this down, like I said, for a good, I'd say, yeah, 30 minutes, something like that. Okay, we're coming near the end of this. All right, we got about 2 cups of white rice that I made up. You can use minute rice if you want, but I just prefer to wait the 20 damn minutes and make real rice. Just me. All right. Okay, and now we're going to add the wild rice. I can't remember what the hell it made. I think it was like 4 ounces of wild rice, so whatever the hell that made. And again, if you can't find raw Minnesota wild rice or your state's wild rice, whatever, I do the canned stuff is okay, but if you really find the raw stuff that you cook yourself, cooks just about like rice. And yeah, this flavor contrast between the white rice and the Minnesota wild rice, really fucking good. Took this dish over the moon. Again, this dish did not last long. I don't even think there was any leftovers. Everybody just ate the shit out of it. So again, just want to mix this around until everything's well incorporated. And we should be ready to plate up. Okay, so let's plate it up. First, you want to start with a bed of the rice mix. And then our sausage mix. And that's really it. So this has been my version of the TheWolfePits version of red beans and rice. And like I said, this didn't even last till leftovers. So, I just got one word left to say. Done.